Good morning, my dear friends and students. So today, the most of the organizations or most of the companies are struggling to sustain this pandemic or during this pandemic. The problem what they are facing is one is the sales is low, right? The second one is the cash flow, right? So the cash flow and sales are interconnected and directly proportional. But what the cash flow plays important role in terms of managing crisis or sustainability of the organizations, right? So we all understand the sales is low because of the pandemic, the lockdown, and people are not able to move out of the home, and there is restrictions on movement of the people and vehicle and the goods, etc., etc. This all we all know, which is not under our control, right? So it is all depends on the government rules and regulations, as well as the current health situations prevailing in countries, right? But during this crisis, whether the organization can able to sustain, right? So how do we check? The important parameter or the element we need to check is a cash flow, right? Whether earlier years the organization has generated sufficient cash, and how much cash in hand, that plays vital role for sustainability, right? Today my important questions to all the organizations or any companies which we are planning to invest is whether these organizations are going to sustain or able to withstand this kind of unplanned, right, unexpected event for next 3 to 5 months or next 6 months or 1 year down the line, because we are not sure when this going pandemic going to end, right? So we need to check whether this organization able to sustain for next 12 to 15 months time, right? So the important element is how much cash in your hand, right? If you look at the balance sheet, there are two type of assets which is there in the balance sheet. One is fixed asset, another one is a current asset. We are going to look at only current asset at this juncture. In the current asset, there are four major elements which is there. One is cash and cash at bank. Both are similar in nature, both are cash only. The second one is stock. Third one is receivable, right? Or we call it as a debtor, right? Any trading organizations, the traders, debtors, and stocks will be there. Any service organizations, the receivables or debtors will be there, stock will not be there, right? Apart from these two elements, we need to see cash in and cash in back, right? Any organization has got higher percentage of cash in hand, lower percentage of stock, and lower percentage of receivable in totality, they will sustain for next 12 months to 15 months. The cash is a king, right? Need to have a more cash in hand, less stock, less receivable in hand. How do we arrive this cash flow? The cash flow is nothing but profit after tax plus depreciation. Please remember, depreciation has been claimed on the P&L, right? And it is a non-cash flow expenses or non-cash expenses that need to be added back to the profit after tax, that translate into a cash in hand and cash in bank, right? The cash is been received, or cash can be generated by way of two methodology. One is you can sell more product or you can give more services, generate more cash, right? That is a cash generated out of operation. The second one is you can borrow money from the bank, or you can raise capital, debt capital from the market, right? Third one is you sell investment in the market, right? These are all the three ways you can generate cash. Today's scenario, you cannot borrow from the market because the situation is very bad. The banks are not willing to give a loan easily, and selling the investment at this current juncture is not advisable because you will not get the right valuation. Generating cash out of sales, I already explained, the sales is low, it is very difficult for you to manage. So at this juncture, the cash is a constraint to any organizations. So it's not easy to borrow. It's not viable to sell investment. We are unable to generate cash through sales. Right? These are all the three critical point when you are looking at a cash flow. Right? So what to do? If you are an investor, if you are a banker or planning to give a loan, or if you are an investor want to invest in a company, look at cash reserves on the balance sheet. What was the cash availability and whether that particular cash portion is sufficient for the company to manage their requirement or manage their expenses for next 12 to 15 months, right? If your answer is no, don't lend to those organizations. If your answer is no, don't invest in this organization. Cash is a king. Again, I repeat, current situation, the organization which has got sufficient cash in hand can sustain, right? Because we are not sure when this pandemic is going to end, right? Are we able to generate cash through sales for next 3 months? Is very difficult. Probably there is a recovery, but you may not go back to the normalcy, right? Whether the market will improve where you can sell investment if at all you have, I don't think for next 1 year it is an issue. Are you able to borrow? If you have a good collateral, if you have a good credit rating, you can approach the bank and borrow, right? Borrowing has got a cascading effect. When you borrow money, you need to end up in paying more interest. Again, if you don't have a sales, where do you pay interest? How do you generate cash for paying interest, right? The ideal situation is manage cash with the prevailing resources available in hand, right? Cash flow is a critical, not only now on this pandemic juncture, any point of time. Cash flow for any organization is important element. Please remember, not profit after tax. It is a cash flow which matters to us. What is cash flow? Profit after tax plus depreciation. Please don't look at the profit after tax. Please look at cash generated by the company. How they are generating the cash also matters. If the organization is consistently and continuously generating the cash out of sales, is a very good for us. If the organization is borrowing and managing the cash, it will not sustain for a long term. Short term, it will sustain. If the organization is continuously selling their investment, they are heading towards bankruptcy, right? So how we are generating the cash is also important. Not only the cash which is available in hand, how they generated the cash in particular situation is also important, right? I hope the people who are investing in the market, financial advisors, bankers, please start looking at a cash flow, not a profit after tax. I hope this video will be helpful to understand the importance of the cash flow, right? Thank you so much. And those who are not subscribing our video, please subscribe it. I will catch you up on the next video. Thank you so much.